So purchase and payment, these are the two things you can show in a statement. You have purchased this many things on this particular days. You have paid partly, so this is the amount you paid. So what is the due? You can conclude the statement with that. That due amount is rupees 1 so and so. So that is called a statement, friends. Your teacher might have taught you properly. This is just for your casual reference that when we think of the collection letter, it is not a kind of demand that pay us quickly. No. The best way is to send a statement of in sales and in payments. That is the statement. Next important point is it is just a kind of information letter that exact amount is to be paid and this is the period before which you should pay to settle the account. So these are the three basic things. It is not a kind of demand letter. You are not also begging. You are not also ordering the customer. You are not also blaming the customer. It is casual letter. It is a routine letter and you must follow proper system. As I told you, courtesy is very important, in particular this type of letters. Next, friends, area of collection letters. Sorry. Friends, care must be taken that when you write a collection letter, I repeat, you are not demanding. You are not showing the customer that you are very careless. So there is sequence which must be followed. Generally, the first letter is always sending the statement. That is called a formal or routine collection letter, in which you send a statement and the customer comes across the total amount dues, payments or purchases. So it's very much clear. Next is, in case some customer misses the date, then it is necessary that you remind. And again, the formal or first reminder is very casual. You may just remind him that this was the date and we were expecting you to pay this thing, and you may remind him to pay. That is the basic thing, full of courtesy. Next is warning, but warning comes after several reminders. It is not that you send a statement, next week you send a reminder. No. Because your attitude is very important. You must take into account the feelings and situation of the customer. There may be some kind of problems he is facing. That is why the delays. So take care. Nowadays, you can contact your customer within few seconds, even if he is abroad. So take care, find out the reasons for the delays. But when you come across the fact that the customer is not willing to pay you, then only warning is to be sent. And that is warning only. That is a kind of notice. You can warn him of the legal actions. But it is not that, okay, November statement is sent in December, you are not paid. Next day you send a reminder. Again, after few days you send a next reminder. In 1 week you send 4 reminders, and on the 10th day you send a legal notice. That is not fair. Just give some space to your customers. Also consider his aspect or his situation, and which will enable you to create the goodwill among your customers. So third is warning, fourth is legal action, and which is not during in a short span of time. So December is gone, send a legal notice, take legal actions. No. I think it is very important to give enough space to your customer. You can also provide him help by allowing him to pay in parts if he is not able to pay fully, and you can settle the issue that way also. So generally, warning and legal action, these two steps should be avoided, and obviously no one is interested in legal actions. You go to the court, you go to the advocate, and it spoils your time, money and energy. So best option is try to accommodate the feelings, accommodate the situation, means bear with the customer and try to sort out accordingly. It will help both the parties. So warning and legal actions are part of the collection letters, but it is always fine that you omit this thing when you go for practical business. Next is, again, this is for from the customer. He may not be able to pay fully. He may not be able to pay any amount this month. He may not be able for some reasons to pay the dues during the specified date. In such circumstances, the customer may write you for allowing him some extension. And I think it is a noble gesture to allow such extension also. The customer should, I think, share the reasons for this request for extension. It would also create a goodwill. Instead of not replying, it is far better that you request the party for extension, or you may have some extra days for the payment. It will help you a great deal. And last is, if you go for the extension and request for extension, the customer must specify the reasons, that these were the reasons which forced us for the delays in the payment, and on the basis of that you can claim the extension. You may have some extra period for grace in which you can also pay. So this is in a way two-way types of letters in which the customer also can write something. Generally it is the seller who writes, but customers also, when it comes to delays or extension, he can also write. He can write in a formal request method, and he can have that extension. Well friends, next very important point, because the collection letters, they are very crucial. Very often what one feels that yes, because I was told I am the master, and the other person is always careless. This type of attitude is very dangerous. So friends, it may create some problems. This type of letters has directly something to do with our psyche. So some of the major points, major issues, major tips I have given. So remember, before you write your collection letters, you can see in your slide friends. Number 1, be gentle, be courteous and soft in tone. As I said, though you are demanding, the customer must not feel that you are demanding. You can do it in a very soft words, in a very gentle tone, and your tone should be quite normal, that the customer would never feel that yes, you are demanding. And without that feeling, he may also feel, yes, this is the item that I should pay you. If you go on demanding directly, okay, you have not paid, you are very careless, he would take further extensions, and he may not turn up again, and you will have your blood pressure shooting up. So take care, be gentle, be courteous and soft in tone when you are writing the collection letters. Next, the client is your patron. Actually, the client is buying your products. If he stops buying your products, your business is gone. So your business is solely dependent on the purchases made by your clients. So if you miss your clients, your business, you are missing your business, you are losing your business. So always think that way, that the customer is always right, in the sense that he is your patron. Your all business depend on the customers only. If I open the shop and no one comes to my shop, I would be running at a loss. I would not earn profits. So customer is of course very important. So is your patron. He is not an ordinary man. All my business depends on the customer. That is the patron. Next, bear with him in case of delays. It means that you have to take interest, you have to show interest in the customer. Okay, there is a delay, there must be some reasons. Okay, we allow you 2 more weeks, for example. Because considering the situation, it is quite human that you allow further extension. And you can do only if you look at the problem from the customer's angle. If I feel, okay, customer is careless, then it won't work. So always bear with him, bear with your clients. Sorry. If you do this at least once, he would never forget your goodwill gesture. And not only that, he would also tell others that okay, this party very fine. I had some problems in payments. He allowed me further extensions, and there was no issue. So it is in a way also a sales promotional letters, because you show the goodwill gestures when it comes to payment, and it is appreciated equally, maybe doubly. So take care that you don't go roughly. Consider the problems of the customers very sympathetically. Next, be transparent in monetary matters. What happens generally nowadays, all this system is computer generated. So there were some issues earlier when everything was maintained manually. So if you go on calculating the things not with the computer, then there were some chances that there were some errors. Not only that, there were some errors which were done intentionally. Nowadays, because the computerization of the system everywhere, we have got fewer chances of any problems or monetary incorrectness. But still, what I can do, for example, I can add up one additional purchase, thinking that the customer is not aware, and instead of the bill of 100 rupee, it may be 150. Okay, once it may do, but the next time customer also remembers you that yes, you are cheater. When it comes to monetary affairs, let us always be transparent. Not only in business but in our routine life also. It helps you to create a goodwill. So this is very important point, friends. Remember, be transparent, be honest. And next, which is last but not the least, I may remind you, be clear in monetary matters. It means that be specific that this is the payment, this is the due date for payment, after which this will be the amount of interest or whatsoever. You don't go tentatively and after 1 year you may write, okay, you may pay the interest or you may have to pay additional amount. No. Be specific, be clear that these are the terms and conditions. You have to pay up to this date and then you will have to pay. It may attract the interest at the rate of this. So if you are clear, the customer is also takes care to go punctually. So friends, these are some of the basic issues, basic points which we should bear in mind before writing a collection letter. I may remind you, friends, in this letter there is always a chance that the customer may feel offended. Even if you are right, never allow the customer feel to be offended, and you can do it through proper tone, your transparency, your courtesy, and your sincerity. So what you must think is that he is your patron, so deal him properly in a very sympathetic way. Next, friends, I have again presented for you one model business letter, which is collection letter. As I told you, it is a series of letters and there is a sequence, there is a chain. Sorry. What I have done for you is only a routine or formal collection letter. As I told you, what you do in this type of letters is you send a statement. So debits and credits are there, purchases are there in the one side, and in the other you find the payments. Generally there are no payments, but you can also mention the payments last made. So in the statement of November, you show the credit of the statement of October. And then the November statement is there, purchases are there, the final amount which you show at the end, and that is to be paid in the next month. Generally, all these letters follow a particular cycle. Depending on the firm, they may send it on the first or second or maybe the first week. You can see your mobile bills. It is not never that you get it only on the first of the next month. No. The cycle goes on changing from firm to firm, from company to company. But generally, it encompasses the span of 1 month. So here also, taking in general sense that at the month end you settle your account and you send a statement. Maybe you may get it through email, maybe through courier. Generally nowadays the practice is sending the statements through email, which is quicker and safer in every respect. Besides, it is a proof. So friends, even if it is through email, that you have to send it in this letter form. So friends, I may read it out for you. It is a model collection letter. It is not the only letter. And again, let me remind you, this is not the only method. You can develop your own way, not forgetting the basic points to be there in the collection letters. So let me remind you, this is a routine or formal or first collection letter sent by the party which is demanding the money. And you will find that you never mention that yes, we demand this much money. No. So let us read it out. As I told you earlier, I have omitted all the structural parts because it is implied that who is writing, and you can do it your way. I'll start with the salutation. We'll enclose the statement of account for the month of December 2014. This is the first line. So it is clear that you are talking about the business purchases made by the other party in the month of December. Obviously, it is monthly cycle. So by the end of the month, you send a statement maybe in the first week of the next month. Next, accordingly, an amount of rupees this so and so is due to be paid. Again, see, due to be paid. You never demand, okay, you pay this. No, this is not the way of a business letter. So what we should do is, you can demand in a very positive way without the customer being having the feeling that you are demanding. See the line. Accordingly means according to the statement, an amount of rupees so and so is due to be paid. Next, kindly deposit the amount due in our Sri Karnavati Bank SA number so and so before January 10. Sorry friends. See, this is very easy way. Earlier there used to be a man who used to go and collecting the money. He may collect a check or he may send a check through courier, and there were delays and delays and delays. But nowadays, because of the faster system, banking system, core banking system, you can deposit the amount in any branch of bank, the specified bank.